Hi everyone, Justin here from Training Court Pickleball, and today I have the pleasure to sit down and speak with Sugar Chuck, who is not only a local player and known at many parks here in the county, but also a USA Pickleball ambassador. So today we're going to ask her a few questions just to kind of get to know her a little bit more and what has brought her in to playing pickleball. So, Sugar, first question.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good. So, very first question for you is going to be, how long have you been playing pickleball and what got you started?
So I've been playing for about 3 years-ish, and it started up in Port Townsend, Washington. My dad's, I call her Angel, plays pickleball up there, and she got me playing once. And my brother, who plays quite a bit, heard that I played. By the time I got home, there was a paddle on my front doorstep, and it's been on ever since.
So what has been the best thing about pickleball that you've noticed? Like, how has it helped you out, or is it just something you go do to go have fun, or what exactly has pickleball done for you?
It's actually helped me out a lot. One being gotten me into a sport and active that I can do, that I enjoy, so that not only is exercise, but it helps the mental state of mind.
Yeah. Keeping score, right?
Don't you know it? And then, coming out of, I was learning during, right after the pandemic.
Okay.
And so it brought community back into my life. I met incredible people like you.
Of course.
But no, it's really brought some amazing people in my life that I now call family. So it's community, it's exercise, it's fun. You can always go and just pick up a game, or you can plan on games. It's just, I don't know, it's brought a lot of joy to my life.
Good. Well, yeah, I mean, pickleball is such a good thing. The social aspect of everything, being able to get out and meet different people pretty much every time you go to a court,
right?
And everything else. So how many hours a week do you usually play?
Well, I started slowly, but then got to starting to play like 5 to 7 hours a day.
Oh my God. So many hours.
I would play like 3 hours, 4 hours in the morning, and then take a little break for the afternoon, and then go play in the evening. Recently, due to some pains, I've realized that I can't play 7 hours a day anymore. So I play, I would say, closer to 3 hours a day.
And do you frequent the same spot over and over, or where do you actually play? I know I mentioned that you are known pretty much all over the county.
I am.
Is there a specific park that you tend to go to more than others here in Santa Rosa?
Here in Santa Rosa, I started at Finley.
Okay.
And,
that's where I started.
Yeah, that's where we both started. And it was very welcoming and inclusive, and it was great. And then I started branching out, and now I tend to play all over Sonoma County.
You hear that, guys? She doesn't even play strictly in Santa Rosa. She's all over the county. Okay?
I'm all over the county. I'm in Sebastopol sometimes. I love playing in Roanoke Park at Sunrise. I love, dropping in at Finley again. I like mixing it up.
Love that. I love not frequenting the same park all the time. Like, I'll randomly show up to Finley and it's like, oh, you're here.
Right,
kind of a
exactly.
thing,
You're like, oh, we haven't seen you in so long. It's kind of welcoming.
It's like, oh, okay. So you enjoyed the sport so much that you decided to, like myself, become a USA Pickleball ambassador.
That we did.
For the area. So what things are happening in the local community that you can speak of course, that the community here in the county should know about? Like, are there any new projects happening? Is there any kind of things, or can we not say?
We can't say everything that we know, obviously. We're a little more privy to some of the things that are going on with the city, and that's out of our control. So the information we have, the things that get confirmed, are the things we're telling the public.
Okay.
We don't want to spread rumors before they're actually happening.
Absolutely.
The city finally is going to start moving on fixing up 2 of our local courts, Haworth and Galvin. That's pretty exciting.
That's exciting.
We've been working on that for a while, as you know. We have some tournaments coming up in August and September.
Yeah.
That, obviously you know about since you are the tournament director. It is your tournament, and I always give, I work on that with you because, not only is it a great event, it brings people from out of the country. Actually, we had someone from Australia last year.
Yep.
Brings people out of the state, from Southern California. It's a sanctioned tournament, which I believe we're doing 2 of this. You're doing
Correct.
2 of,
yeah,
right?
So August and
September.
No, August and October.
And August and October. So we've got that going. We are still doing certain fundraising to try to get a large facility here in Santa Rosa, just because your tournaments bring in over 300, and we're turning people away at 350.
Yeah.
And that's too many, as we know. So, especially with the limited space that we have. So, you, me, and some other ambassadors like Linda and Reed and Kathy Kirst, we have been, raising money, doing MLPs. I know you're running some other MLPs.
Yeah.
So there's different ways to do that. There's the senior games in Rohnert Park, which is one of
amazing,
the best fundraising, fun tournaments that the ambassadors in Rohnert Park put on. And that's just a really fun event that I enjoy. I don't know that I'm playing this year in it because of my injuries, but I will be there volunteering all my time for them because it's such a good event.
Absolutely. I mean, the Pangl sisters out of Rohnert Park, they do a lot of good stuff for the community, and this is one of the big things that they do. I mean, they raise the money,
for
goes
Council
towards
on
Council on Aging, which is great. And, and that whole, nonprofit, they donate everything back to people that need it. Grocery shopping, Meals on Wheels, things like that, which is pretty cool, I think. And to just be part of that kind of ambassador team for the North Bay and everything else, I think is a huge, it's nice to say that you're part of that,
Absolutely.
And Kathy, for sure, like you mentioned Kathy earlier, I mean, she leads a pretty good team up here and everything else. And I think, she has everyone's, working together for the most part to get stuff together.
For sure.
And, yeah, I mean, she's great.
She's great.
So when you started playing pickleball, did you take any lessons? Did you do any clinics? Or how did you, what got you kicked off into that pickleball thing? Or did you just go out there and have fun, and who cares if you didn't know the rules or whatever the case is?
Obviously I jumped right in. And it's funny, I think Haworth, I was playing, and one of our local players, Kelly, came up and saw that we were beginners, and she actually came over and, let me tell you this, let me tell you that, let me show you how to do it, which was so welcoming.
Huge shout out to Kelly Hernandez.
Yes, huge thank you, Kelly, for that. So I did that, and then I was gifted a clinic. And then, to tell you the truth, you guys, I started taking classes with this guy.
Always.
And he had, and that shot my game up. I've already won 3 silvers. And also, you mentioned the Pangl sisters. I take from Justin and the Pangl sisters. I've got a lesson coming up with Ryan Diaz. I like getting the different different ways of teaching and thinking about pickleball really helps.
Yeah.
But
And I think that's a big thing to bring up. Like, a lot of people take lessons from one person or a couple people, and they feel bad for going out and like going to other coaches
Right.
and stuff. And
I'm cheating on Justin.
yeah, and that's what it feels like. And a lot of people say that. And to be honest with you, like, I'm down for having people go out and try other coaches, because that's something I did. Like, I went out and took lessons with pretty much every single pro in the area here, and I got different things from each one. I mean, one coach could have been telling me the exact same thing that the other one did, but it clicked when I took the lesson, with the other coach. So, I mean, I'm all for that. I mean, there's enough people in the county to go around for everybody, clearly.
Absolutely. and it's been great. I've not only taken your lessons, but I've helped you with your clinics and your lessons and stuff. And not only have I seen you grow as a coach and teach people and bring people to a much higher level. And then I go to the Pangle Sisters, which is a female perspective.
Yeah.
And just that alone makes a big difference, and I learned so much from them. I learned so much from you. And it's just, there's room for everybody.
Yeah.
And, the good coaches really get people, we want to learn from all of you.
Yeah. Hopefully a Pangle Justin clinic potential.
Oh, that would be great. We would love to see a Justin Pangle.
Potentially. We'll talk, Molly, Miriam.
Come
everybody.
on, Molly and Mir. Let's all do that.
So when it comes down to coaching and stuff and all that good stuff, I mean, that helps out a lot. Like, getting the whole, view of, different aspects on the court, a female version or female aspect of it and a male aspect of it. But how much do you think equipment actually comes into play? Like, I get a lot of people that come to me that go and get like these non-expensive paddles, and they come out and they want to know what the difference is between their paddle they got. I mean, not to bash on any other store or anything like that, but they go and they use a paddle from like Target, or they go somewhere like that, a big box retailer, or the starter kits, and then they come out and they play with those paddles, and they're hitting okay with it, and then they try out a paddle, like,
and it's like,
it's like the lights go off, the fireworks are there, they're just like mind blown that it's like that much of a difference. So what paddle did you start with? And if you didn't have too many paddles leading up to it, what paddles have you used, and what paddles are you set on right now?
Okay, so when I got home from that trip, there was a Selkirk on my doorstep from my brother. So I started with the Selkirk, and then I believe you gave me a Bantam.
Oh yeah, the Paddle Tech?
Yeah, the Paddle Tech. Yeah. And so I played with that. Probably the shortest of the times out of all of it.
Because then you upgraded.
Yeah, then I upgraded to Gearbox.
Yep, the Pro Power, I remember that.
The Pro Power, and I feel like I liked it a lot, but it might have been too much paddle for me back then.
Especially for you, because you were at that point, you were taking really big backswings with everything, and it was just flying.
So yeah, those out balls were way out to the next county. But no, so then I realized, and that's when you had me try the 3X carbon.
Absolutely.
Actually, you had me try all of the 1X, the 3X, and I like the elongated paddle for me personally. Maybe it's the short arms, but I like the elongated, so I really loved the 3X carbon, and so that's what I've been playing with for over a year now.
It's been a good paddle. Like, I used that paddle for over a year, and I mean, that paddle got me a few medals, which is great. I played my first tournament in 4-0 with that and medaled, and I was very happy with it. And then I know yesterday I gave you the opportunity to test out a True Foam, the True Foam Genesis 3.
Oh, yeah.
So what are your thoughts on the True Foam? I mean coming from the 3X especially, it's a carbon product to a carbon product. What did you think about the True Foam?
the pop on this was the first thing I noticed.
Yeah.
It was like, wow. As he mentioned earlier, you know, I do have a lot of drive, you could say. You know, yesterday I spent most of the day dinking with it.
Yeah.
And the control I felt with this paddle to
Yeah.
keep my dinks going, I thought it was great. I actually, you know, I'm almost ready to upgrade already.
It's such a great paddle.
It's such a great paddle. And I even found, because as you know, I kind of have a wicked serve.
Yeah, stays low, doesn't come up.
Yeah. And so I found that just naturally it gave me even more power on those serves, which I already have a lot of power on. So I was really impressed, and I'm looking forward to playing with it more.
Yeah, I mean, that was the biggest thing that I noticed about the paddle when I first tried it out, when I received my paddle from Carbon back at the end of January. And I did notice that, you know, it felt like it had a lot of bite on the ball, which was great for control. And then the amount of power that I got off the paddle, it could be because of the high density foam in there. It does dwell a little bit longer and comes off. But I noticed I didn't lack a lot of power with it. Like, I was able to still generate the pace that I wanted, and I was still able to have a lot of control with my dinks and my soft game, and placing the ball where I want it to, and everything like that. So currently I play with the True Foam, but I play with the 2, so the wide body shape, which seems to be very, very popular. Shorter? It is a little bit shorter, but a little bit wider. Okay. And so the sweet spot tends to be a little bit bigger, which is great. Yeah. I mean, it took me a little bit to get used to it, just because I did come from the 3. I did play with the Carbon True Foam 3, won a medal with that, a gold in men's doubles. And I decided to switch to the 2, and it was just because I had to be held accountable for my footwork. Like, I couldn't just reach out and hope for the best. I actually had to move to the ball to get to the actual shot instead of being short. I know my arms are not as short as hers, but yes. So I was able to hold myself accountable when it came to footwork, and it actually has helped me out a lot, especially with a two-handed backhand as well. Like, making sure that I'm stepping to the ball, getting that ball closer to me, so I'm able to hit a solid backhand. I mean, and
I think I'll have to try it.
A lot of people know that I love my backhand.
He's got a pretty backhand.
That's right. Whether I'm attacking, dinking, or driving, I mean, it's really comfortable to hit, and I'm very happy that I made the switch over to the True Foam.
I also felt that the impact on my arm, because of the True Foam,
it's very soft.
It's a lot softer, so I'm looking forward to playing with it more, to see if it will be easier on my arms, you know, because I do like to hit hard sometimes. And
sometimes.
So yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to it. And the difference between, like, when I jumped up to the gearbox, which was power it was mostly power, and that was just too much power. What I really like about this, it has both.
Correct. Yeah, and that's the big thing. Like, a lot of people ask, like, what kind of paddle is it? Is it a power or a control paddle? I can't answer that because it's both. It has the amount of pop I want. It also has the control that I'm looking for as well. So it's hard to kind of differentiate between the two. Which one does it have more, so I can call it that? It's equal. It's equally, you know, distributed across the paddle. The power's there and the control.
And we even saw that in our fellow ambassador, Linda.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday, I mean, her serves were
a lot of
crazy with them.
Paddle.
And they had so much spin. Like, she plays a great game.
Very aggressive.
Very aggressive. And I feel like this paddle has, like, improved that even more. Like, she was on fire yesterday.
It's aggression, but it's also placement.
Placement,
you know, so it's like placed aggression, which is even more dangerous. But I honestly, I really love the paddle, and, you know, Carbon's been so good to me and everything else, and I appreciate that. Huge shout out to Brody Smith. But I think just being able to let people demo the paddle and let them see what Carbon has to offer as well, I think is huge. And, you know, I think it's going to be, I mean, I'm giving one of these out on the Wine Country Premier Pickleball page, which I also am involved with.
Yes.
We are raffling off or giving away a True Foam paddle this month. And yeah, I'm pretty excited for the person who gets it because it's a really great paddle all the way
It
around.
is a really great paddle. I'm looking forward to it upgrading, should I say.
Right?
Not to say that I don't like my 3X though.
Yeah,
I have won, 4 silvers with that 3X.
that is true.
So
So, all right, so last question is, so pickleball, I mean, it's changed my life in a big
Yes,
way.
it has.
I mean, literally 2.5 years ago when I started playing, I wasn't expecting to be where I'm at now with it. In terms of coaching and the clientele that I have and all of that stuff. But how has pickleball changed your life in the period of time that you've been playing?
well, not only being more active and stuff like that, but as I mentioned before, it's just brought in so much joy. Like I've realized when I couldn't play for the last couple of months, I was pretty depressed.
It's pretty bad. No, seriously.
It seriously gave me something that, those endorphins from playing and community and support and, of course, healthy competition.
Love it.
Right? When you're having a bad day, don't hit people or walls.
Just smack the ball.
Go smack the ball really hard. That really is kind of
Yeah.
therapeutic.
And that's something like I could relate to, like having like pickleball. I mean, it's not only helped me like just with coaching and things like that, me being able to coach financially, it's also helped me with that too. Like mental health is a huge thing. And I think like it's helped me out a lot with that where I'm not, I get up and I look forward to it. Like I have something to go and like release all this like built up stuff and everything like that. And I know a lot of people don't talk about like mental health a lot of the time, or they don't know how, or they're embarrassed to, or they think someone's not going to support it. But I'm 100% with that, just because I do suffer it for myself, and I think it's going to be I think just pushing awareness for that and letting people know. Like if they ever want to talk about it or anything like that. I mean, I know you're always open to talk about it.
Absolutely.
I'm always here and everything like
right?
that. And I think it's great to like have an out or someone you're able to speak with about it that understands what you're going through. But yeah, it's helped me out mentally for my mental health. It's helped me out financially and has done all that for me as well. And I think it's only looking up from here, which is great.
I've watched you from the beginning.
Yeah.
I've watched you from when you were just a rec player, and then you started playing in tournaments. Then you got your coaching.
Yeah.
And, as I said, I've helped you with, your classes and your clinics and stuff. And just to watch your progression is admirable. Excuse me.
Well, I appreciate that. Like, I mean, all the hard work and everything like that. I mean, a lot of people don't know what goes on in the back end. They just see the final result. But like getting to this point, it's just like a tournament. Like all the work goes in on the back end before the tournament, and people just show up and do it.
And they're like, why is it this way? It's like, how much work we put into this?
Yeah. So being able to have somebody that has been there, from the beginning and has been able to see all the work that I've put in and all the,
so much work,
multiple trial and errors to figure out what is going to work for, my clients and stuff like that, I think
and yourself
is huge.
Yeah. Like recently I've noticed like they excel in your own game.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the paddle.
Has to be the paddle.
Has to be the paddle.
Same person, different paddle. But, well, I appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to come and sit down with me and have a chit chat. And I look forward, to seeing what the year brings for sure in your game, and just being able to, keep helping and keep pushing your game to get to the highest point that it can be. And,
always appreciated.
And I appreciate your time today. So
thanks.
Bye.